Yeah. Yeah. I haven't seen them. Get it.
I got two little tiny turds before the boom hit. There's a picket leaf. So
Okay, so I'm gonna go find it, guys. All right. Good evening. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is 5:30 p.m. Would everyone rise for I'm calling the meeting of the Needham City Council order. Would everybody please rise for the invocation, followed by the pledges to the flags. Councilmember Jeff Ortiz leading the prayer.
All right, let's pray. Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. We ask you to bless our time together as we make crucial decisions for our citizens and lead us with integrity and responsibility. We ask you to bless everyone here and bless our coming to our goings. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Councilmember Stratton for the pledges. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You may be seated. Citizen comments and discussion items. On non-agenda items, residents of the city may speak on a non-agenda item pertaining to city business or issues which city council would have authority to act upon as an agenda item. The Texas Open Meetings Act, thank you, sir, prohibits council members from acting upon or discussing any issue brought forth as a non-agenda comment except as limited by law. If you want to speak on an agenda item, wait till that agenda item is up. Okay, rules for citizen comments, sign in before the meeting, name and address, want to adjust a specific agenda item or not. And when recognized by the mayor to speak, stand at the podium, speak in the mic, state your name and address. Excuse me. Before presenting comments, limit comments to a maximum of 3 minutes on all agenda items. And unless extended by the mayor, and maintain proper conduct and decorum and compliance with city council meeting and general laws of policies and procedures. First up to bat, Jackie Toops, 613 North 14th Street.
I'm Jackie Toops, 613 North 14th Street. I'm going to read what I have to say tonight because I want to try to get it in 3 minutes. And this is something I had worked. This is my 8th draft on it. But yesterday I reviewed today's agenda and I noticed under citizen comments, a change was made since the last meeting I attended. Upon further research upon further research, I found on July 27th agenda, a section Rules for Citizen Comments was added. Previous agendas on said for citizens to sign in with the name and to speak on non-agenda items. Why now, since July 27th, does it state to sign in, speak on non-agenda and agenda items? When we speak on agenda items, this is an item that is generally going to be voted on. Citizens that come in late through the door or something else and has not signed in, y'all are giving yourselves the power to deny them to speak. And that should never be done. The fact is, when these citizens come in and they haven't signed in, are they going to walk up here and try to speak? Some will. And if you deny them, that is going to be a problem. Even though the council has not yet denied a citizen to speak, you've given yourself the power to do it. When did the council arbitrarily decide to make this decision? Several citizens don't even know about it. They saw it on the agendas. Y'all did it. There was no citizen input about it. And it's not right because y'all work for us. We don't work for you.
I didn't do that, Ms. Toops.
Well, I'm just saying. So right now,
Can you suspend for a second? Your time is not running. Your time is not running. Any citizen who wants to speak on an agenda item will speak.
then why put that in there?
It needs to
You
be.
list yourself,
Ms. Toops, may I continue?
continue.
Ma'am, please, 1 second. I'm giving you the answer that I think you want, so don't talk yourself out of it. Any citizen who wants to speak on an agenda item does not have to sign in before the meeting. That needs to be taken out of this. On a non-agenda item, yes. Yes, they will need to speak.
If you know this,
At what-
take it out beforehand. It was in the last one. It was on the 27th. It is now in this. one.
Yes,
Please do,
if you'd like, I'm not a council member, I can address the policy.
please do.
I changed this based upon the rules that were adopted by this council in 2025. I thought on the basis of what I had seen in my experience here that I might be able to help the citizens by clarifying the rules and policy. I consulted no one on this council or any other person when I drafted this. This was entirely my input to help the citizens to clarify what has become somewhat of disorganization over the months so that we would all get on the same page. You will see in the rules that have been adopted by this council, an individual that desires to address city council shall sign in before the meeting with their name and address. I took that to mean that on any item that they wanted to address, they would sign in. Now, the procedure has always been that a member can address anything that's on the council's agenda, and that was not intended to change anything. So I truly regret that what I intended for the good of the citizens has somehow not been turned in, that we're trying to manipulate them. If anybody's guilty, it's me, Mrs. Toops, not anyone on this council. They were not consulted. I did what I thought was appropriate to get us all on the same page based on the policy that was adopted back in 2025 that we should have been adhering to and following all along. I know that the citizens are interested in the council pursuing things according to policy, rules, and procedure. And that's exactly what I'm attempting to do. And I will continue to do so. Thank you, Ms. Toops.
May I continue?
You may continue.
Even though he did this, it is in there. And on March 15, 1783, George Washington said, if men are to be precluded from offering the sentiments on a matter which may involve the most serious and alarming consequences, reason of no use to us, the freedom of speech may be taken away, and dumb and silent may we be led like sheep to the slaughter. There are two key points of that speech. One is belief in open talks. Open talks, that is communication. Open talks have people think more clearly. Also warns loss of right of speech to speak leads to loss of freedom. As elected officials, we all know, as you do, you work for us. Are we your bosses? Technically, yes. Y'all are not ours. Any changes that are made that you see, now that he clarified he did it, you see or in there, you need to speak up. You need to know, understand how citizens are going to see this, especially with what has gone on for years with this city. So therefore, that's the reason I spent 8 drafts on getting this done. Now, is it going to be changed? I hope so. The other thing I want to talk about is the fact that in there is a part, and it is on, let me see, section 4, item 4 of the rules of citizen comment states maintain proper conduct and decorum in compliance with policies and procedures for city council meetings and general law. That's great. That should be in there. But I have sustained on more than one occasion disrespect from members on this council when I did nothing wrong. But I was led to believe, or the citizens to believe, I lied. If we have to hold a decorum and respect for y'all, then by gosh, y'all better do it for us. Because it's not right. Don't expect it of us if you're not going to give it. And that is something that we see countless times happens. So yes, I believe in giving respect. I believe in there being decorum. But I ask it of each and every one of you to give it to the citizens. Because what's going to happen if it keeps continuing? As I said, we are the ones that you answer to. And as I have said in the past, we will be the ones to see whether or not you are reelected or we campaign against you for what happens up here. And that's what I do not want to see happen. But by gosh, if things don't change, it's going to happen. Thank you.
Bob Klinger, 1140 Kent Avenue. And if you could silence your phones, please, or put them on vibrate. Thank you.
I don't know if this is a agenda item or done. I'm gonna ask you if I need
Yes,
it
sir.
or not. It's about a couple months ago, y'all talked about not having enough money to tear down dilapidated homes or structures. And I would like to see that on the next agenda or put it in the budget to have that done. Because we have a lot of them in this community and it needs to be taken care of.
Can you hold on for a second? I'll give you an update on the 24th. That's 2 weeks from today. There will, because we're going to vote on it tonight. Okay. Assuming we pass it tonight.
Right.
There will be to set a public hearing on the budget. The 2026-2027 budget. It would be set for 2 weeks from tonight.
Is that in there?
Can I be recognized, Mr. Mayor?
You
for
may
a
be
statement of
recognized.
Specific factual information under the Texas Open Meetings Act. As of right now, the budget, the preliminary budget, that line item reflects an increase that's appropriate for what we need to do. Yes, sir.
I would like to have what I just said in put in the minutes, please.
Bob, it'll be item number under new business number 7A. Consider action approving a resolution submitting the annual budget for the fiscal year 26-27, and B, calling for a public hearing to be held 2 weeks from tonight at 5:30 PM here for the purpose of discussing the proposed budget.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's assuming it passes, and you know it'll pass. That's it for citizen comments. Presentations. Number 1, proclamation recognizing the United Way Centennial Celebration. If anyone from the United Way wants to come to the podium, I'll read this for y'all. City of Nederland proclamation, whereas the United Way of Mid and South Jefferson County is celebrating its centennial, marking 100 years of service since its founding in 1926, and has united volunteers, donors, businesses, nonprofits, faith communities, and local governments to improve lives throughout Mid and South Jefferson County. Whereas August 17th is recognized nationally as National Nonprofit Day, commemorating the signing of the Tariff Act of 1894. Never heard of that law. By the way, that would have been signed by President Grover Cleveland in his second non-consecutive term. History degrees come in handy every once in a while. Which first granted federal tax exempt status to charitable organizations and recognizes the essential role nonprofit organizations play in strengthening communities. Whereas for 100 years, United Way of Mid and South Jefferson County has united caring people and organizations to address our community's greatest challenges by investing millions of dollars in local programs, mobilizing thousands of volunteers, responding during times of disaster, and advocating for ALICE households and other vulnerable neighbors to create lasting community change. And whereas the United Way of Mid and South Jefferson County serves as a leading advocate for ALICE households, that means assisted, limited income constrained employed, representing hardworking individuals and families who earn above the federal poverty level, yet still struggle to afford basic necessities such as housing, food, childcare, and healthcare. Through research, education, strategic investments, and community partnerships, United Way works to ensure these families have opportunities not only to survive, but to achieve lasting financial stability. And whereas United Way continues to advance innovative initiatives supporting early literacy, food security, workforce readiness, financial stability, community resiliency, and strategic partnerships that improve the quality of life for residents across the region, whereas the centennial celebration recognizes a century of neighbors helping neighbors and honors the countless volunteers, nonprofit partners, civic leaders, public servants, businesses, and residents whose generosity has strengthened our community, whereas it is fitting that National Nonprofit Day also recognizes the extraordinary local impact of the United Way of Mid and South Jefferson County during its 100th year of service. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the City Council of Nederland, Texas, City of Nederland, Texas, hereby proclaims August 17th, 2026, it's a week from today, as United Way of Mid and South Jefferson County Day, and encourages all residents to recognize the tremendous contributions of nonprofit organizations and to celebrate the United Way of Mid and South Jefferson County's century of community impact by giving, advocating, and volunteering to build a stronger future for all. In testimony whereof, witness my hand and seal of the City of Nederland, this the 10th day of August, 2026, signed by me, Jeffrey P. Darby, Mayor, and attested by Joni Underwood, City Clerk. You have it, ma'am? Would you like to introduce yourself and tell us what you do for the United Way?
Yes, sir. My name's Janie Johnson. I'm the CEO of the United Way of Mid and South Jefferson County and have been there for 15 years. Very grateful for your recognition of not only the United Way's work, but also the other nonprofits that work day in and day out throughout the community to help those that are struggling or need a little bit of help or a place to turn when they don't have anywhere else. Thank y'all very much for that support. United Way's changed a lot over the last 100 years, especially in our area over the last 6 years, where when I began entering into the workforce and participating in United Way campaigns, it was focused mainly on grant funds and helping other nonprofits focus on their mission instead of fundraising. We now have 17 initiatives. One of those initiatives this last year placed nearly 37,000 books in the hands and homes of our area youth in Mid and South Jefferson County. Our foundation remains the same, focusing on the community needs in our local community and mobilizing to address those needs. And we can't do that without the support of our community and our elected officials. Thank y'all so much for that. We are so thrilled to be here. We continue to work on youth opportunity, community resiliency, community health, workforce development, and readiness to support those household stability. So thank you for taking time to acknowledge our 100 years. Here's to the next 100 years, and also for recognizing all of the other nonprofits in the community every day. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Spell, you want to do some pictures? You may. All right. Thank you. Second. Yeah. Item number 2 on presentations, Police Chief Rod Carroll to recognize Sergeant Casey Maxwell on completing the Texas Police Chiefs Association, TMPA, Law Enforcement Command Operations Program, LECOP, as the 204th graduate of the program. Chief Carroll.
Thank you again. I'm here before you, which I'm pretty proud of. We've had 2 graduates. Like I mentioned, this is the 204th graduate of the program. Right now, Nederland PD has 1% of the graduates of this program, and actually a little bit more because we have 3 graduates from this program at our agency. I'm very proud of Casey, Sergeant Maxwell, for what he's done. Basically, the program is a leadership module with 140,000 police officers in the state of Texas, and we have 204 members that is graduating, with 2 of them being in our department. I think it's pretty proud. I want to appreciate Casey for going forward. You know, this is a voluntary thing. No one's forced to do the program. I think you got something out of it. Definitely, you know, and I'm very proud of what our agency is. And I want to thank y'all, because if y'all had not increased our training budget, we wouldn't be able to do the things we're doing right now. Thank y'all so
Very
much.
good.
I'll let y'all know we have 3 in custody from our robberies yesterday. I think people are going to start learning. You come to Nederland, Texas, commit an aggravated robbery, you're going to get caught. Hopefully, the juvenile will be adjudicated as an adult. You know, what may go okay in Houston is not okay in Jefferson County. I think he's going to be very surprised that he will not get probation, which he got for his first 2 robberies in Harris County. So,
That was his apprenticeship program.
yes, first, but I'm proud of the guys. They did a great job, Casey, you know, in his leadership that he does every day. Casey, you got anything you'd like to say?
I would like to, for one, recognize Chief Carroll and the city as a whole. We appreciate you as employees for pushing us to go and allowing us to get education for developing our professional leadership that is above and beyond the basics that the city or the state requires us to get as police officers. Through a lot of programs, and me for one, who have taken advantage of that in different aspects, and I'm taking advantage of it now through the tuition reimbursement. As I'm continuing my education towards a master's degree. So, I just
Second.
appreciate everything that y'all do for us as a city, because the employees do get something out of it. So thank y'all.
Congratulations, Sergeant.
Do you have any family members here would you like to introduce any family members here, or is she rather?
Heather?
Yeah.
Wow.
Congratulations, Sergeant, and please keep up the great work and keep making our city proud.
Appreciate you. Thank you. Okay. Okay, we did presentations before citizen comments. So, okay, let's skip down to, next one is consent agenda. All, the consent agenda item listed are considered to be routine by city council and will be enacted by one motion. There'll be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member so requests, in which event the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately. It is only one, as I said, consideration of possible action to approve the minutes of the July 27th, 2026 regular meeting. Mr. De La Rosa, you have anything?
Mayor and council members, staff recommends approval of the minutes.
We have a motion.
I'll move the item.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
We have a motion by Jones, second by Stratton. Council, any discussion? There is no discussion. No separate discussion. Okay. Citizens. Seeing none, hearing none. Let's vote. Ortiz?
Aye.
Randy, are you on? Connection issue. Okay. Okay. Mayor Pro Tem Sonier is out of town right now. Councilmember Jones?
Aye.
Councilmember Stratton?
Aye.
Mayor Darby? Aye. Regular agenda, new business. 1, discussion and possible action regarding the homes under construction located at 1314 and 1318 Helena. Mr. De La Rosa?
Okay, Mayor and council members, the Montgomery family requested to be on the agenda. I spoke with the council member, Councilman Jones, for that ward, and with his concurrence, I've placed it on the agenda.
Mr. Montgomery?
Thank
If you have anything to hand to us, you may come forward.
So what this is just.
Wait till you're at the microphone before you speak, since we're online. Yeah. Thanks, sir. No, for the record. You are recognized.
Yeah, Daryl Montgomery, 8375 Lake Placid Drive, talking about 1308 Elena. So I've been in contract management business for the past 30 years. So I know a lot about contract management. And even though they're not exactly the same business, there's a lot of commonality between what we're dealing with. So especially in meeting contract requirements, documentation, and risk mitigation. My observation is that the city of Neyland implementation and oversight of zoning requirements, building code is weak, leave the city of Neyland, the builders and citizens at risk. In reviewing the files, it's obvious the city puts too much trust in the contractor and subcontractors to do the right thing. The file that I reviewed had good architectural house diagrams, approved replat of the property and dimensional plot plan that does not meet the code requirements. But outside of these, there was no other detail like elevation plans, stormwater plans, utility plans, et cetera. That's fine if you're always accept what the contractor does, but it does put you at risk because you don't have nothing to fall back on, okay? So my issue, this started back whenever the city approved splitting a perfectly good lot into 2 lots that don't meet the current code requirement. Page 1, so the handout is just the code requirements that are out there that I picked out. I'm not an expert on them and stuff, but I know all of y'all are probably not experts on the building code requirements either. So I just want to give y'all an opportunity to look at them when I'm talking. I'll reference them. So the code requirement is 50 foot. Your lot had to be 50 foot to build a house on there. These are not. These are 49 and some change. All right, both of them.
Is that number 49.77 to your recollection? Okay,
That's correct,
that's about a 2 3/4 inch off.
but it's still lower than the minimal, right? It says
Yeah,
minimum in the code.
I'm just interpreting how many inches that is.
Yeah.
I'm not having a debate. Go ahead,
Okay,
please.
right. All right. We wouldn't be having this discussion today if code requirements were enforced. Because of this decision, 2 house pads were squeezed into 2 1/5 acre lots, okay? The owner, because they were so small, used every bit of inch from side to side, okay, when they developed their plot plan with no margins at all. If you add everything up from left to right, there's no margins at all. Okay? Which, I'm gonna tell you right now that I got the survey, the forum survey, it says it's 5 foot from the property line. If you look at code, which Neyland code is not real specific, but if you fall back to the international code, it says setback is measured from the wall, not the concrete slab, from the outer wall to the property line. The survey only did from the concrete to the property line. This is not a brick ledge property, so your outer wall is gonna be further out than so you got another 3/4 to an inch that you're dealing with. And I'm assuming that it's gonna be for each side of the house, all the way to the other neighbors on the opposite side. All right, so based on this not meeting the minimum of 50-foot lot requirements and a 5-foot setback, I'm requesting that they stop work on construction until we figure out a variance of code requested by the owner and a review by this team for section 26 of the Neyland zoning code. Okay, section 26 says that not one individual can do it. Mayor Darby, you basically assign a team to evaluate if this building process meets the required code. All right, and based on the definition of variance, which I put in.
Suspend just for a second, since you mentioned my name. I just want to, do you have a copy of that, section 26? Because I'm not an expert in it.
I know, I'll figure it out. I will get it to you. I have it on my iPad. I don't have a copy of it right here.
Thank you. You may proceed. Your time has stopped, but you may proceed and start it now.
Thank you. So I'm asking for a stop work until the variance, request is done. And, a team of people review it and see if it's right. Okay? So now I'm gonna go to the elevation. I'm gonna change. I'm gonna go to the elevation concern. Okay? So the code says that at minimal, they need to be a 5% grade from the slab to the ground. But don't say there's a maximum. You can do a maximum you want, okay? But whenever you increase it, you're gonna have impact to somebody else. So instead of a 5% grade, that was 40% grade. Everything is flowing right now from their property onto my parents' property. I got pictures on page 5 that show you the water from July to night, okay? Wasn't that much, about an inch of rain maybe. But there's water pulling up behind or right next to the house and going underneath the house, okay? Per code, the contractor or builder is supposed to prevent water from coming even during construction stage, and they're not, and nothing's being done about it. So I'm asking that to be taken care of. So so the city is trying to reassure me based on this, that, hey, they're gonna put French drain, they're gonna put gutter drain, they're gonna do this, that, and another. There's no plan. You can't, the building official cannot show me a plan of what they're gonna do. All they can do is tell me verbally that they're planning on doing something. What does that do to us as a team? Okay? What that does is you have no backup. You can't hold the builder accountable. They put one pipe in and say, oh, we took care of that. And you don't have no leg to stand on. Then they'll go sue you because you're trying to stop them. And they say, hey, I put a drain in, okay? You didn't mitigate your risk and you didn't support your citizen, okay? All right, in closing, this new construction has already impacted my parents' house. I told you about 3 or 4 inches at page 5. I'm requesting at a minimum that, and this needs to be immediate because we're right on approaching peak hurricane season, okay? I'm requesting immediately that they go and regrade the property, their property next to us, about 2 or 3 foot back, and grade it back down so their water stays on their side. I'm also requesting that they go to their backyard and regrade that takes the water away from the side and moves it to the middle and runs it down the middle of the 2 properties. Okay, so there's 2 things I'm really requesting here today out of my presentation. One is a stop work until the variance is done and we make a decision on which way we're going forward. And 2 is the builder takes corrective action today, tomorrow, to start stopping water from coming on my parents' house. And I'll go ahead and say, even the neighbor on the other side, even though they're not here. So that needs to happen. So any question for me? And
Hold on.
thanks for your time. Your consideration is much appreciated. And I appreciate the time you provided me. And I'll open up for questions.
Okay. Mr. De La Rosa, did the city have anything to say, a city official about this? And then maybe council can ask either party. Let's do it that way.
Mayor, I think it'd be best if you consult with your city attorney. So the first paragraph, second sentence allows you to return to executive session. So let me, I would take all comments now from anybody else. Why don't we move this? It's a short meeting, so let's resolve a lot of business so we can get the rest of the folks out, and then we can go, I would suggest you go into executive session, speak with at that time, and at that time I'll make any comments, but I prefer not to make any public comments at this time.
Okay. All right. Before we go into, we will have to move to in second to go into executive session and all that. Does anyone have any questions for Mr. Montgomery before I accept a motion to go into executive session.
Yeah, I got
And remember, this is just question and answer, no comments. This is where, since we're going to consult with the city attorney.
Have you referred to the Texas Water Code 11.086? What were your, I mean, I'm not a lawyer, but what were your thoughts on that?
My thoughts on that is we have legal ground to actually go after the owner
Right.
for them providing or pushing water on our property. And there's all kind of, if you go look on the internet, there's all kind of lawyers out there that want to do that. I don't want to go legal if I don't have to. I mean, I want the city to do the right thing. But ultimately, if we have to go that route, we'll go that route. But yeah, the Texas code says that you cannot force your water, natural flowing water onto somebody else's property. Okay, that's why I asked immediately that they shave the dirt away from their property line to allow the water to stay on their side next to the pad. And then all the stuff in the back that flows toward the front, toward the road, it needs to divert it toward the middle of the two houses. That way it don't impact me, it don't impact the neighbor on the other side.
Okay. Yeah. You've stated what your ask is, so you don't need to keep restating it,
Okay.
just to save us a little time.
Yes, sir.
Any other member of council have any questions? Again, no comments. Randy, don't want to forget about you out there in Colorado. Any
Some
questions?
good presentations and good comments right there. I appreciate the citizen speaking.
Any other member of council have anything else? Okay, I will now accept a motion to retire into executive session to in order to consult with the city attorney.
I'll move that as stated.
Second.
Motion by Jones, second by Ortiz. Is there any discussion on the motion? And Mr. Spell, if this does pass, we have to figure out a way to get Mayor Pro Tem Sonier. Okay, no discussion. We're going to go to a vote. Stratton.
Aye.
Jones.
Aye.
Sonier.
Aye.
Ortiz.
Aye.
And Darby, aye. It is 6:05 PM. We'll be in executive session as long as it takes and not a second longer. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience. All right, it is 6:42 PM. We are going to go back into open session. And wait for Mayor Pro Tem Sonier to get back on Zoom. Mr. Spell, let us know when he gets back on, please, sir. Okay. Don't take. All right, Mayor Pro Tem Sonier's back on. City attorney gave us some guidance. He's going to do further research and report back to council at a later date. So there's going to be no further action on it tonight.
So there, so can I speak now?
Hey, yes, sir. Go ahead. Very briefly. Into the microphone, please. It's very sensitive.
Yes, sir. So they deliver lumber today. So they're gonna start building walls tomorrow. So the further we wait, the more cost is gonna get involved, okay? So unless you put a pause or something on it until you make a decision, it's just gonna keep adding up. And they're trying to rush this. Okay, every time we have a meeting, they come in there and they pour slab real fast, they did plumbing real fast, so they know how to play the game. And so that's all I ask is that, hey, at least pause it. Okay, because your costs are going to continue to go up if you decide that they're gonna stop the project.
Thank you.
When will I hear? How will I get notified on what the decision is?
Watch for it on the agenda.
I couldn't even find the agenda to begin with. So I'm sorry,
It's also posted outside physically.
so there'll be something that says what the decision is.
It would, when it goes back on the, if it goes back on the agenda for receive, to follow up on this item. You're not going to be notified directly from the city. No, sir.
From now,
It's the second and fourth Monday. So the next one will be on August 24th and then September 14th and September 28th. Just the second and fourth Mondays of the month, except November and December. We usually get a little earlier in the month due to Thanksgiving and Christmas.
but I mean,
We hear you. We hear you. Thank you, sir. Number 2, discussion and possible action on recognizing No. Discussion and possible action on recognizing Kendrick Perkins National Basketball Association NBA career. Mr. I'm sorry. You're the other neighbor. Come on forward.
Yeah, this would be recognized.
Name and address. Please keep it brief as possible, sir.
Okay. Roy Bear, 1324 Lane. Yeah, fair a lot of notes, so I'll just read what I have written here. I do have a few concerns with the foundation. Well, first of all, I totally in step with Mr. Montgomery that he's speaking on. My concerns are the foundation, the elevation it is. And there is no maximum from elevation as far as the foundation, as far as, I don't know that. I'm not a code guy. I know, I guess there's no maximum elevation the foundation would be in. Is that correct? So they could have went 5 foot, they could have built on top of that. That to me is kind of weird. The Montgomerys have been there for generations. I've been there for about 5 years. I've been in England for over 30. And people have told me that, I guess social media is saying that the builder's protecting their investment by building up like that. Well, I just want my investment protected also.
Don't believe everything read on social media.
Well, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
no, I didn't say y'all. I said the investor is trying to protect his investment. And I understand that too. But I kind of, for me being there as long as I had, 5 years, and they've been there for as long as they have, no offense, nobody. I feel like the city should be defending my investment. Also, looking at it, the watershed, the possibilities. The French drain is not being that great. I'm sure everybody knows French drains are great, but once the home's built, it's on the owner to take care of the French drain. And if he don't, well, then watershed could happen. And I have a potential, it doesn't affect me as much as it does them right now. My house is probably maybe 25, 30 foot from the property line. But I have been before this happened. I was thinking about adding on to my house, put a third bedroom on it, once we'd have to go that way. This right here to me is just kind of put a big hamper on it, and it may even stop it. So, and I don't even know if this does cause a problem or not. It may not. It's a watershed, I don't know. But if it would, it may affect my home value. That concerns me also. Outside of that, that's all I have to say about it.
Okay, thank you, sir.
I'm Montgomery and I'm the property owner at 1308 Helena. And I just want to say, most of you I voted for and my husband, and we're elderly residents. And my husband right now, he's almost 80 and this is worrying him to death and it breaks my heart. And I don't want to feel like the city is letting me down as voting for y'all and believing in y'all. And as a woman and my husband of faith, I'm going to pray for y'all that y'all make the right decision for us, because we are very concerned. We don't want to move at our age. You know, we've been there just like they said for generations. And I just pray that y'all make the right decision.
Yep. All right. Now moving to, anyone else? She was the next one. Now, number 2, discussion on possible action on recognizing Kendrick Perkins National Basketball Association, NBA career. Mr. De La Rosa, you got anything? And for those of you who don't know, Mr. Perkins played in the NBA some 18 years. Am I right?
14 years in the NBA.
14 years in the NBA. He was born in Nederland, Texas.
1980.
Name and address, please.
Jessica, 1021 North Twin City Highway. He was born November 10th, 1984.
And how do you know Mr. Perkins, by the way?
Kendrick is one of my best friends. His family's my best friends. I travel with them. I've known them for 20 years. He contacted me and asked me if there's something he could do for representing his town, Nederland, because when you Google his name, it says Nederland, Texas. So he wants to be, you know, we have Bun Phillips Way. So we were thinking, when I had talked to you, and he had things going in his head and he was like, what can he do? And I was like, well, let me talk and find out. And we were thinking if we did maybe South 27th from where Mid-Jeff, where he was born, going like a road, something like a sign like Bun Phillips Way, but Kendrick Perkins Way. He does a lot for our community. No one knows about his awards: Texas Mr. Basketball 2003, McDonald's All-American Award 2003, second team parade.
By the way, he grew up near Beaumont and went to Ozan High School and was drafted in.
So
Right.
His relatives that play for play for Nederland.
And he was drafted straight. Hold on just a second. He was drafted into the NBA straight out of Ozan High School. Same draft LeBron James was chosen number 1 overall straight out of high school. He was chosen 27 in round 1.
Perk was chosen. He was the 27th pick in the 2003.
In the first round. Go ahead.
He was inducted into the Museum of Gulf Coast in 2008, and then he was inducted into the Texas Basketball Hall of Fame 2024. And during Hurricane Harvey, him and his Oklahoma Thunder teammates sent a semi truck down here to Nederland full of supplies. I called the basketball coach, who is my cousin, and
that's Brian English.
Yes, Brian English. Him and the other coaches had the basketball teams there that morning when the truck arrived at 6:30. They unloaded all the boxes. There was a line down the road. The whole Thunder team donated clothes, school supplies, shoes, anything they needed for all of Mid-County. They did that all on their own. Anything I need for him for Nederland. Autograph ball, an autograph book, autograph pictures. One of our past football players, Coy Ferris, I think he's a junior this year. He was diagnosed with a brain tumor in 2024. And so I had brought the captains of the varsity football team and some baseball players to go visit him and bring him stuff. Kendrick paid for all of our food while we were on our trip there to go see him, gave us gifts to give to him. He the Southeast Texas Circle of Hope. He donated all kinds of items for him to raise money for his, health and anything behind the scenes. If I ask him something for Nederland for a kid, he does it. He just, because Nederland, he considers Nederland his stepping stone. So he just wants to be some type of, he wants his name for Nederland.
Let me say something before I open up to the rest of the council. I did some research on Mr. Perkins. He has no convictions. He's led a straight up life. He's not brought shame upon Southeast Texas or Nederland. He's a current commentator on ESPN for the NBA. So he's nationally known. He was on the 2008 NBA champion Boston Celtics. But yeah, as people go, oh, professional athletes, they're sometimes, whatever. Does he have an opinion? Yeah, but he's not in your face or anything else like that. And he's
family, not best friend, but family is what.
Right. So that's and Councilmember Ortiz, you were I believe a council member when we did the Bum Phillips Way back in the day. Is that correct?
Yes.
Did you have anything to say about what that looked like and how we could possibly?
Yeah, that happened because the city of Port Arthur decided not to do something for Bum. Back then, I simply had the idea, let's name Nederland Avenue Bum Phillips Way, coming from 69 to the high school at Port Neches. Because I figured it'd be easier for us to get it done quicker than Port Arthur, and that's what happened. We met with the cities and we made it happen. I met with Bum's folks. He ran the Human Center back then, and spoke to him about it. Got on the agenda, made it happen a few years later. So I think Richard, you might have been in the city attorney back then as well, maybe. But yeah, it was pretty quick.
There's NFL, can we get NBA, like make a cross, like have, some recognition for the city, and he wants something. He personally called me himself and he wants to be recognized by Nederland, like that's his city.
Yeah, Councilman Ortiz. Yeah, I think that's great. If I may. Mr.
Yeah, please. And then I'll go to Councilmember Sonier, Mayor Pro Tem Sonier. Go ahead, Britton.
Yeah.
So
Councilman Jones.
I met Kendrick Perkins when I was probably 11 years old at a Nederland
4 years
high
ago.
school.
No.
A lot longer than that. At a Nederland High School Friday night football game. And I remember at that time, my family, we had season seats, and they're about the 50-yard line, and they're relatively low. It's like the second or the third row up. And I remember I'm sitting there and I just look to my left and I just see this giant entourage. It's so tight. It's so tight. Yeah. And he's coming down the way. Poor fella. He was just trying to get to his seat so he could watch some good old Nederland football. And he's got this huge entourage. And I remember we were near the aisle that walks up, and I managed to get his autograph. I don't remember what it was exactly he signed. It's contrary to the mayor. It's been a very long time ago. It's 20 years ago, but such a nice guy. He took the time. Hey, he saw me. He took the time to stop. He talked to me, asked me how I was doing, and all these people are around him. And here he is standing there with me. So that made me feel special. And I never forgot that. So yeah, amazing guy. He's done some amazing things for the community.
His signature, anything,
he's an awesome guy.
yes.
And I'm certainly open to the suggestion of designating.
It's his, because when you Google him, it says Nederland, Texas. So he doesn't want Port Arthur, he wants Nederland. That's what he told me.
Yeah, I'm certainly open to that concept. I'd like to have some more discussions, find out what exactly our options are, but certainly in favor of that. Mr. Perkins.
Mayor Pro Tem, you had something?
Yeah, Councilman Ortiz, thank you for bringing up the Bum Phillips Way went from Port Neches to Nederland Avenue. That was a big push by Monty Osborne and the Human Center at the time. At the time, I was president of the Human School. So it's good to bring that up, and it was good to recognize Bum Phillips for everything he's done, and also see Wade at the last couple of Nederland P&G games as well. So they bring a lot back to our community that a lot of people just don't know about. So thanks for bringing that up.
Councilmember Stratton, you have anything? Okay. Just one more thing. I think it was that same game He was going around signing. I told my youngest daughter, hey, she had caught a football. One of the, I say, go get his autograph. Who is he? Go get his autograph. She got his autograph. Guess who has the ball now?
She left it at your house. huh?
Yeah, exactly. Any member of the any citizen have anything to say? Okay, tell you what, council, do y'all want to look at this further and how exactly we want to do this?
Yeah, I think we're covered a discussion and possible action on recognizing him. I
Mhm.
believe in the conversation of recognizing him is potentially naming a street, I believe. If I'm wrong, I'd be corrected, but I believe we're in tune to have that discussion.
Yep.
What did you suggest? Did you suggest 27th?
Mid-Jeff, I mean. go-
South 27th, maybe all the way to at least Nederland Avenue, and that way it'd be corner Bum Phillips Way and Kendrick Perkins Way or something like that.
Could we actually codify that now officially, or would that, I don't know. Mr. Chairman.
Next weekend, because she's my best friend, but I'm pretty sure he will be in town next weekend too. He's hard to catch. He's now general manager also of the Jackson men's basketball team.
Jackson State,
Yeah,
okay.
Still working for ESPN, so he flies a lot. Like I just flew out of Houston 2 weeks ago and I saw him in the airport. I'm like, oh my gosh, what do you? Oh, he was headed to New York, so he flies a lot. So but I'm pretty sure he's going to be in town next weekend. I know that.
Mayor, let's get some of our ideas together and hand it over to Mr. De La Rosa, and let's see what we can come up with.
Mayor and Councilman, let's do that. And also, if Mr. Perkins is in town, I'd like for the mayor and I to meet with them, or not more than 2 elected officials, just to kind of work out, or a representative. And if it's you, just let us know so we can start formulating. I've got it written down, 27th Street from FM 365 to Nederland Avenue, and we'll see where we go from there and how we do that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I just turned myself off. All right, item 3, discussion of possible action on the draft letter to residents pertaining to private sewer line maintenance. Mr. De La Rosa.
Okay, you saw the preliminary report that I just sent you out that came from SPI. We're studying that. We'll meet sometime, I think Wednesday of this week, so we're working through that. But I recall when I first came on board that some of you, specifically you, Councilman Ortiz, you told me about the letter.
Excuse me, Mr. De La Rosa. Could everybody in the lobby area please hold your conversations to a lower volume, please? We're having trouble hearing in here. Thank you. Mr. De La Rosa, proceed.
Okay, the letters that had gone out previously were a bit harsh. I do believe in seeking voluntary compliance, telling them what we've got, sharing that kind of information. So I've formulated, and this actually at the request of Councilman Mayor Pro Tem Sonia that wanted this on the agenda. So what I did is, based on some letters that I saw, of letters that went out previously, I put this together. This is step 1, and it would be progressive from there once we've identified the owners. So, and here's part of my take. I hate to have somebody comply with something or a dislike or discourage when we haven't given a formula or a plan, a strategy, how we're going to address some of our stuff, right? But based on what I'm seeing and what you're going to see, I believe that a lot of the I&I issues, the infiltration, intrusion into our sanitary collection system, a lot of it's contributed from residences. So, and based on some issues that we've seen with sewage backups because of the clearing of the line as we televise them, as we televise these other lines, we're seeing that they are in such poor shape and have been there for decades. And a line that has cast iron or clay pipe, when it leaves the private residence into the collection line, after a while the biosolids will stay at the bottom of the pipe. And when you put a jet hose to clean the line, the back pressure is that it pushes it back because some homes don't have clean outs, have never been addressed. So with the contractors for Westwood, which is Ames, and you'll see the truck around town, are having to deal with some of those issues. But getting back to the letter, this is what I'm proposing. I'll certainly take any comments. I'll start working, formulating the next letter. As we study the preliminary sanitary sewer plan and those related costs, and we've got a better idea of how we're gonna propose this to you, manage it. And but again, I'll take any comments anytime on this subject or that whole public infrastructure matter. Yeah, that's all I've got.
Any council member have any questions or comments?
And I appreciate the letter being more friendly to our community. The last one was pretty harsh.
Any other council member?
Yeah, I think seeking voluntary compliance. Now, I do have a question. Is this letter going to go out to specifically individuals who have been identified to have had problems? Or is this going to be going to every mailbox in the city of Nederland?
My intent is that it's going to go out to the homes that we know have been identified.
Okay.
On time. But this is also, it was, I prepared in such a manner that it really should go out to everybody. People need to do home maintenance on their sewer lines. Okay, private sewer lines from where it connects at the home, or at least where it exits the home, all the way to the city's collection line. So, not any different than if you had a septic system, you got to do some maintenance on your lines. And this is certainly one of many homes here, mine including was built in 62, so 64 years old. I would imagine that my line is probably the original and it probably needs some attention, but I've got my new home's got it clean out. So, so it's applicable to anybody that can get in there, try to clean these things out, or root them, or do something to make sure that it's, you're doing maintenance of your private sewer line.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Del Rosa.
Any other member of council? Any citizen? Mr. De La Rosa, were you looking at any specific action by the council?
None, just, unless Councilman, Mayor Pro Tem Sawyer had any specific instructions, I think I fulfilled his request, and right now it's nothing more than educational or informational.
Okay, Randy, go ahead.
No, I totally agree. This is one where we had citizens, Angela and other, that we did a smoke testing, we did the thing. Have we notified people of the issues they may have by having a cap off, having their gutters tied into the system? So it's a follow-up on what the citizens requested a while back, and it was just something we need to take action on and get in place.
Yeah, I concur that there's been many citizens who have asked for the city to send these letters out to these property owners.
Okay. Any other member of council? Any citizen? Okay. All right, Mr. De La Rosa, then I guess proceed.
Thank you.
Number 4, the discussion of ratification of purchase of water meters of budgeted items in the amount of $151,145.50. Mr. De La Rosa.
Mayor and council members, we purchased 353 5/8" meters with a 3/4 inch connection and 51-inch meters. So we wanted to get that into our inventory. We're getting down. This is also budgeted this year. So when it came to me a couple of weeks ago, I said, yeah, let's go ahead and get this thing going. And even since between them and now, I mean, between that time period and now, I mean, the price of the meters have gone up slightly. So you'll see in the next year what we're proposing. We did transfer the meter readers. One's left, one's given notice, so we still have one. We trained 2, we're training 2 others. We transferred an employee from the water treatment facility by the name of Marcus Redwine over to be the water and sewer utilities supervisor. So therefore, he has a Class A water license, a Class C wastewater license, and worked for the city at one time for 20 years, left, retired, went to go work for the city of Lufkin, came back, was working at the water plant. I don't know how long, but he had credentials that we found interesting based on the applicable that we had, and he's already been moved into that role. So we are, he will be responsible not only for the water and sewer utility workers, which make the repairs to water lines and sewer lines, but also responsible for the meter readers in getting these meters installed, whether they be weekdays or late hours after the typical day that ends at 3 or on Saturdays. But we're way behind and we need to get caught up. So it is my recommendation or my request that you approve the ratification of the purchase of these 400 meters.
Council, I'm looking for a motion, then a second.
So moved.
Motion by Mayor Pro Tem Sonia. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Ortiz. Any discussion, council?
Yeah, just, I remember us budgeting for these meters last year. At that time, full transparency, at that time, as I recall, we had approximately 400 meters or so in the city that was identified to not be functioning properly. There were some estimates being done. Now that number's near 800 from what I understand. So the city doesn't appear through anything that I've seen through the budget process last year or this year that there's really been any sort of action over at least the last 15 or 20 years to really try to get some of these meters that are outside of their warranty periods and outside of their recommended lifetime, if you will. These meters directly impact the water and sewer fund. And we can't just keep letting these meters fall out and not working, because then we get into a position where the fund doesn't have the money we need to continue. And then you have to look at raising rates. I think it would be most prominent to get these meters replaced so we can accurately bill the water that we are essentially selling to the customers.
Any other member of council? Any member of the public? Hearing none, seeing none. Let's vote. Ortiz.
Aye.
Sonia.
Aye.
Jones.
Aye.
Stratton.
Aye.
Darby, aye. 5-0. Number 5, discussion and possible action to add a maintenance worker position to the streets department. This position is being proposed in the fiscal year 26-27 budget, but the request is to fill it now. Mr. De La Rosa.
Okay, and I'll ask Mr. Bell to step forward to the podium, but I'll take it for now, unless I've got any questions for Mr. Bell or you do. We have budgeted, and as you might recall, when we met last week at the budget workshop, we had a maintenance worker in streets and drainage. We were down a considerable number of folks, at least 2 folks out on medical, 1 vacancy. Supervisor was out, finally came back today after being out about a week. So as of Monday, we were still down to maybe 3 employees for the streets and drainage.
How many
3
out of?
8 workers, 1 supervisor. Okay. So you made a comment about the meter readers earlier. Again, nothing having to do where they were at, and they were another department. There has been a lot of people out for various reasons, FMLA, sickness, illness, whatever it is. They get promoted, we get somebody else. It has been it's been terrible to keep 3 readers, right? You got 1 reader and you got 2 people changing meters, and then it takes if the valves are damaged or anything and they get broken, then we got to send the water and utilities. Part of why I think it's best that it be there. And other cities even nearby have them there, and I've actually moved meter readers from out of one department and put them in the public works. They have more resources. They have folks that work on them. And you said it, we're 800 meters behind. Some haven't been read in 2 years, and we're estimating. We don't have a good idea of what our water loss. We know what our water loss is. We don't know how much we're losing to each home with whether we're collecting the right amount. So, since we've got 2 people out on medical, FMLA, they are either on that type of leave or another one actually, both are on medical leave. One, I think, exceeded the FMLA and is out on personal leave now, and he can be out for up to 90 days. And if he doesn't return because it exceeds our policy, well, it is what it is. We'll deal with it at that time. But it is my recommendation that if we bring at least the one person that we were looking to bring on October 1 now, and by the time they start, they're about 6 weeks into left in this fiscal budget. I mean, it's still a wash for us. We're just down employees. So, and based on last Thursday's conversation, we added one supervisor and one additional worker in the next fiscal year, but not October 1. February 1 through the end of September for an 8-month period. And you'll see that when we discuss the resolution and other things. But so we are trying to address the street and drainage issues with staff. So we've been working hard on getting the water and sewer guys up to par. Now we're working hard to get the street and drainage because with equipment down, the loss of employees because for various reasons not here, we're just not making any headway. So we need the additional workers. And again, I'm not blaming employees. I mean, they get hurt, something happens, we got to take care of our employees. They will eventually get back, but for now, we're shorthanded. And we believe that bringing this one employee will certainly help us while we're down to others that will not be back minimum as of, for one of them, it's been out 2 weeks, minimum of 2 months and potentially up to 3 months. And even if he does come back at 2 months, it'll be on light duty, right? Not out in the field where we need him. So we'll take it for as is because it's the best we can do. But it is my recommendation that we amend this budget in the current fiscal year that we added. And it's actually down in one of the budget items, but we wanted to have that discussion to add this person so we could amend it so we can add one to our folks.
I want to clarify something you said, Mr. De La Rosa. The cost to the 25-26 fiscal year budget would be a wash because
we have one employee out on leave without pay. It'll be a while before he comes back,
right,
and that certainly washes one salary out for another. He's been here longer. This is a more entry level or less experience. That's a wash.
So it would bringing him on bringing on a new employee now would be no additional cost to the 25-26 budget. There would be an increase in the 26-27 budget, but that's not what we're talking about tonight.
That is correct.
Mr. Bell, do you have anything to add?
No, I just appreciate the fact that y'all are taking this into consideration because the guys, they could use the help.
Let's get a motion in a second here, council.
I'll move it.
Second.
Motion by Jones, second by Ortiz to bring on this new employee now at no additional cost to the 25-26 budget as previously discussed, and anything in 26-27 will be handled in the 26-27 budget discussion. Any further comments by the council?
Yep. Yeah, Mayor, I have one. I'd like to, I agree with this too. We need to get ahead of it. I'd like to see maybe every couple of months, a quarterly KPI showing that we're making progress.
Okay, consider it done.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Del Rosa, I want to make sure I understood correctly. This was a position that was already being proposed for our next budget, but you're just asking for it a few months in advance in this budget to help the crew.
This one position was slated for hiring on October 1 in the new fiscal year. We're asking that it be moved into the August. So this is,
Month and a
August
half to
10th.
go.
Yeah, even if he gives 2 weeks notice, I mean, there's still 5 to 6 weeks in this fiscal year that we can put him to work. And we've identified, I said we had a vacancy, we filled the vacancy. He gave notice, so he may start later on this week or because he gave 2-week notice wherever he's at. So he's coming on board, but we identified a second employee. So therefore, we're not interviewing, going out soliciting. We had applicants. So we're hoping that we can that he's not been picked up by somebody else, that we can get him, he can give notice and start with us within the 2-week period, if not immediately.
Okay.
Mr. Bell? Right here.
Oh.
This position, having it now, do you concur that this is going to help your group better serve the citizens?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, your call volume, obviously y'all have scheduled things that you do. Obviously you get plenty of my requests through Manny about odds and ends. Do y'all get a pretty high daily call volume just in general for just non-scheduled tasks?
Yes, that's with this time of year, that's when we're having the weather's, we're having more issues with our sinkholes. Culverts are sinking, cracks, and at any given moment, could be a quote routine repair. Would take the whole crew out of commission for a few days.
Thank you. Nothing further.
Any other member of council?
Yeah, maybe I'm got my departments wrong, but I know last Thursday, I thought there was somebody in the street drainage that put their 2-week notice in. So now you're looking at 2 vacancies?
There was a rumor. The rumor has not been proven to be fact. I've spoken with the individual and no notice has been submitted.
Thank you.
Any other member of council? Citizens? Hearing none, seeing none. Let's go for the vote. Stratton,
Aye.
Jones,
Aye.
Sonia,
Aye.
Ortiz.
Aye.
Darby, aye. Approved. Item 6, discussion of possible action on ordinance 2025-16. That's the fiscal year 2025-2026 city budget with amendment ordinance number 2026-13, amending the fiscal year 2025-2026 for the following items. A, police department budget for a camera and signage for an exchange zone in front of the police department for child exchange and marketplace sales. B, public works budget for an ice machine. I hope there's no slime in it. And you probably didn't listen to channel 13 news out of Houston, Marvin Zendler. Vending machine and ceiling tiles for old public works building. C, streets department budget for a new full-time maintenance worker. Mr. De La Rosa.
Okay, item number 6A, this is actually a request that Councilman Jones made probably about a month ago. And it wasn't scheduled until later on in the next budget year, but we thought it was important enough to move forward. So Mayor, with your permission, I'll let Councilman Jones speak on the exchange zone signage.
Councilmember Jones.
Yeah, some months ago, went out and engaged with my constituents, floated the idea, a common idea that's done in many cities, if you look around. And that is what I would refer to as a safe exchange zone. It's a designated zone for parties to meet to do internet sales or also child custody transfers. It was proposed to have this spot designated near or at presumably the police department, and also have this area monitored by camera with audio and video in the event that something goes wrong in an online sale or a child custody, or as you are very well aware, Chief, he said, she said, in a child custody issue that goes to the courts, that we could have that footage there. It was met with overwhelming support. I actually had made a post on Facebook. Hundreds of people had engaged with that and said they thought it was a great idea. And that's why I brought it before my colleagues here today. And I'm hoping we can get it done because I've had lots of people asking me, when are we getting it? So with that, I'll digress.
Is that the $4,500 line item in that one, Councilmember Jones? For purchase of Ricada camera and signage?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay.
$4,500.
$4,500. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll see right after the resolution
Page
attachment A.
I'm sorry. That's right. Yeah, it's right after the resolution, Britton and everyone. With the resolution on page 16 of everything. The 17 is this budget ordinance amendment attachment A. Chief, you got anything to say about it since it would affect your department?
Previous agency I was at, we had it set up in the parking lot. I got a great video of the baby daddy getting run over by the baby mommy. It was, and we didn't have audio, but we need audio because I'm going to be honest with you, that's some of the problems we have right now. They're using that, and a lot of the courts are directing people to do the exchange at the police department because of people's behavior. But the problem is we're missing out on the audio when things are happening. But it works. I'm going to tell you right now is. And if people know they're being audio and video recorded, they behave better. I mean, we've seen history of that. But no, like I said, I appreciate this. I appreciate y'all bringing it to our a vote, and I think it'll be good for the community.
Can you speak on the cost?
The reason for the cost is it needs to be Wi-Fi based. And because of where we're gonna put it, we have to put it beyond the trees that we have out there. And we have to put it on a pole, but it has to integrate with our current system. So that's the reason it's a Verkada system. So we have to have a Verkada camera to integrate with our system.
Okay.
And it would be purchase of signage and everything.
Sign, yeah, the signage is minimal, $100 a sign.
Take an inquiry, Mr. Mayor.
Please.
So this specific brain camera is going to integrate with the technology we have in place right now.
Technology in the RTCC, so it'll be
Very
able
good.
to integrate with
So
everything.
dispatch can pull it up. They can keep it on the side,
That's exactly. the point.
passively watch it.
Right now, they can watch our cameras from in dispatch, particularly most exchanges, remember, are being done on Sundays and Friday evenings after the lobby is closed. So that's one of the things we're able to watch. And with having the audio, if they see something, those big hands there into something like that, they could turn up the audio to see if they need to go ahead and dispatch. them to
Dispatch
the
police.
PD.
Any other member of council? Public?
With respect to that audio, are the participants aware that?
That's reason on the sign, it will say exchange audio
They
and video.
agreeing to be audio taped when they appear there, whatever purpose, are they aware that they might be recorded by the police that are not participants in that conversation, which is a wiretap?
Yeah, now the signage will say audio and video recording on the sign, presenting, so everybody knows in this zone, we're gonna have both audio and video. So there'll be signs, just think about like a handicap parking sign. We'll have two of those for the two. We're gonna have with one parking spot between, because we don't want to put people right next to each other, especially in a volatile situation like this. We'll have two parking spots that say designated for audio and video, and anybody walking by will see the audio and video sign. It's gonna be very plainly stated.
And you have the feeling that this has been universally accepted? as
Yes,
a
sir.
program?
Yes, sir.
I just have not looked into that, but I know it's.
There's many agencies. The reason we do the audio is because, I'm gonna be honest with you, we're dealing with child custody issues. And this way we have the full story of what took place.
Did the courts ever get that audio and video footage to use in any of their
Yeah.
disagreements in court?
Just like anything, they can subpoena it, not subpoena it, but they can, now if it has a juvenile, of course, we cannot release it because it's just like our body cams and everything else. But the courts can subpoena that if they so desire, and we can release it under subpoena. We cannot release it if it has a child in it, for just like a public record request.
Any other member of council or citizens? Okay, let's go on and vote on this one, since these are all, it's one agenda item, but these are different line items. Let's go on and vote separately. Councilmember Stratton,
Aye.
Jones,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Sonier,
Aye.
Councilmember Ortiz.
Aye.
And Mayor Darby, aye. Okay, now next agenda, sub item, I should.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Chief
This is a good thing here.
B, Public Works budget for an ice machine, vending machine, and ceiling tiles for the old Public Works building. Mr. De La Rosa.
Okay, I'm also gonna have Mr. Bell up front. This starts, his items start, it starts on the third page after the attachment A. Mr. Bell, if you'll take the first item, which is the ice machine.
And for the record, this is ice machine without the sludge. We want to make sure they have.
No slime in the ice machine. as
Correct.
Marvin Zinler would say, yes.
We have an ice machine that the staff use whenever they go out to, especially in hot days like this, they fill up the 5-gallon water jugs with ice. This ice machine has been brought back to life more often than it needed to be. And as a matter of fact, it actually started breaking down again just a couple of days ago. So the guys have done a good job trying to keep it in wire. We've had it repaired several times, and it's just getting to where it's beyond repairs. The cost is worth it. So we're proposing to replace the upper part of the machine, just strictly the motor part itself. The box where the ice dumps in and everything is fine. So it didn't see the need to replace the entire unit.
Okay, and as you see, we attempted 3 bids, and I got 2, one didn't respond. Okay. Moving on to the next item, it is the
Tiles.
ceiling tiles. There is one correction down at the bottom left where you see three companies contacted for prices, Granger, Uline, Zorro is actually type of, we got the wrong line. It's actually Lowe's, and Lowe's is at $7.50, 15 cents per tile.
Lowe's in
Lowe's.
place of Zorro.
Lowe's in place of Zorro. Okay, go ahead.
Did you recall the original Public Works building was, back in the day, was supposed to be demoed and torn down? We've since recognized that we could probably use some life out, repurposing it in some, storage for, some of our files and records. So through this, review and looking at everything, we're looking at the AC system. Both the original units have gone out. So we're looking at mini splits, and we're looking at, obviously can't do that without having the ceiling tiles. A lot of the ceiling tiles were damaged because of water leaks in the ceiling, and it just over time it's molded out. Building was unoccupied since 2017 when they walked out. We walked back in and recognized that we got some issues. Still thought that there's value enough to put some money back into it without doing a complete restoration. We don't, at this point in time, we're not seeing it as used for future offices, but more of a sort of a contained storage area where we can maintain custody of it, as well as provide a environmental, with mini splits. We had company come out and look at both options of we having the old AC units and also doing the mini splits. And they said that with a little bit of retro inside the building, we can set up to where they'll create a constant temperature without in and out of a bunch of people. It'll maintain the temperature for what we need.
Okay.
Okay, then the next, any questions? On any of that?
Not on that one, no.
Okay, then the last thing is the vending machine. It's, hey, Mr. Bell.
For those of you who know, there's a vending machine inside the Public Works building that the staff has actually been the one that they bought the original one years ago. Bought an original vending machine and an original soda machine. And what they use with the proceeds, they operate off the honor system. They stock it up, and with the money that is collected, it's not handled by any of the city staff. It's internal, based on that group. What they do is they use the proceeds, or they will do when an employee retires or moves on somewhere else, or if some tragic happens in the family, they will use those funds. They have a talk about it, and they'll use those funds to provide some type of memorial or for congratulations, celebratory for retirements. They also do that. They in the internal twice a year will do their own, Public Works will do their own little barbecue or whatever type of meal they want to do. Just kind of, I didn't realize how important it was to the guys until I first started walking around and hearing about this vending machine, that it's been broken, it's not working right. And it was something that's been very important to them. And didn't realize it until I started walking around and seeing that this is something that it's kind of their internal morale builder. Something that kind of keeps them cohesive as a group. So it was being discussed before we came on board, and when I was brought on board, it's kind of here about and said, I think it's very interesting. So this vending machine will actually do a dual. It'll provide both cool for drinks as well as for the regular for snacks. It will not be utilized for credit card. We're not going to get involved in credit card fees or anything. It's strictly going to be the cash options that have to put it in, and it's maintained by two of the guys that they're the ones that they track everything. And again, nothing is transferred over to have to do with it. City staff has to deal with it.
Was that all on this particular subset?
Yes, sir, on 6B, yes. That's
On 6B. So it would be to increase line item 01-3000-6220 miscellaneous supplies by $3,700. Increase 01-3000-6350 building/structure improvements by $1,500, and increase 01-3000-6651 fixed plant equipment repair and maintenance by $4,500. And if my math is correct, that's a total of $9,700. Do I have a motion and a second?
I'll move it.
Motion by Jones,
Second.
second by Ortiz. Council, any discussion or comments?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, if I could be recognized.
Yes.
Mr. Bell, the ice machine, this is the ice, correct me if I'm wrong, is this the ice machine that the employees use to fill up the work coolers for when they go out on a job site?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Any other member of council?
Yeah, on the vending machine, who, like, if something were to go wrong, I'm assuming that since employees, this is an employee's back vending machine, they stock it, everything, they take care of all the maintenance on it as well, like something, the cooler goes out for the drinks per se, or the deal that turns and brings her snack breaks, I guess that comes out of the fund from collecting the money, I guess, to get it repaired.
Correct. There'll be a warranty based on, and then whether or not if they'll offer an extended warranty, that'll be up for them to decide whether or not they want to put that money back into it. It would be my recommendation that if there is, that they at least, they've gotten a lot of years out of the equipment that's there.
But are you sure we're buying it? Are you sure they're gonna take care of it? Because if we buy it, we own it, right? So we're providing a service because no vendor will come in there. It doesn't turn products fast enough for it to be sustainable by any company, which is why we buy it. But I don't know that to be a fact that we're expecting the employees to take care of a maintenance item when they say we bought it. I mean, this is an incentive that we're giving our employees to make it available. So I'm gonna.
I'm okay with that.
Well, no. I think you're incorrect is what I'm trying to say.
If we can move towards.
So, Mayor and
decision.
Council, if we buy it, we're responsible for the maintenance. We're not gonna pass that burden on to the employees, The facility is maintained by them, but this is our equipment in our building. I mean, if they were gonna have it somewhere else, then I wouldn't have it in our building. Then you want it, keep it off-site somewhere, right? So, I'm gonna say that we would be responsible for the maintenance and upkeep of that equipment. If it breaks down again in 10 years, somebody will be here probably asking you to replace it again.
Okay. All right. Anything else from council, citizens? Hearing none, seeing none. Or let's go to a vote then. Ortiz?
Aye.
Sonia?
Aye.
Jones?
Aye.
Stratton?
Aye.
Darby, aye. And now letter C, Streets Department budget for a new full-time maintenance worker, Mr. De La Rosa.
Okay, we discussed this on agenda item 5. You'll see on that attachment A, we calculated the wages for the next, basically, I think we're looking at it 2 months just to round things up. So it's listed there as $3,840. The group insurance, $2,102. TMRS, $100. Social Security, $294. Workers' comp, $60. So I did not have it tabulated, but
That's $6,696. We are right there, sir.
so
We're at
it is my
6.
recommendation that along with item number 5, that this amends the budget for us to move forward.
We have a motion, a second.
So move. Second.
Motion by Ortiz, second by Jones. But you're saying, you said earlier, Mr. De La Rosa, this money would already be available. This amount of money is already available in the remainder of the 25-26 budget.
That is correct.
So this is not really doing anything at all. It's
It
just showing the
provides-
cost
Yes, all we're doing is showing the cost for it. Yes,
to the current budget.
yes.
Okay, thank you. Any other member of council? Any member of the public? Hearing none, seeing none, let's go to a vote. Stratton?
Aye.
Jones?
Aye.
Sonia?
Aye.
Ortiz?
Aye.
Darby, aye. Motion passes. Number 7, discussion and possible action on resolution number 2026. Thank you, Mr. Bell, by the way. Discussion and possible action on resolution number 2026-13 fiscal year 2026-27 budget. A, consider action approving resolution 2026-13, submitting the city of Nederland annual budget for the fiscal year beginning October 1st, 2026 and ending September 30th, 2027. Now, Mr. De La Rosa, is the calling for the public hearing part of the resolution itself?
It is.
It is, okay. And B, calling for a public hearing.
I stand corrected. Item B is calling the. but
Call for the public
it's
hearing.
Yeah, it's not in here. Yes,
It's related to, but it's not part of the resolution.
exactly.
So let's just handle the resolution first. Mr. De La Rosa, then discuss 7A.
Okay, we've provided you the budget based on last Thursday's workshop and based on the discussions that we had. We made some modifications. I've sent you the packet. It's summarized. I'm going to walk you through some of this. So if you go to the next page, past the resolution, but please note where it says that the budget is prepared and submitted by the city manager for the total expenditures in each of the various departments of the city of Nederland is hereby accepted in a public hearing is set for 5:30 PM, August 24th, to approve the budget in the proposed amended form. Okay, most important, what I was trying to get you there is, get you to understand is, we're gonna call for a public hearing, which is the next item. But after the public hearing, you're adopting the budget. Okay, so you're gonna take comments after you see tonight, it's in here. What I'm expecting is that unless there's something really egregious that we need to change, and we can certainly change it before we adopt it. And I've seen a lot of councils make changes from the dais as it's being adopted. So, but if you go to the next page, you're gonna see the adopted tax rate, right? So currently fiscal year 25-26 is 45.1 cents per $100 of valuation, which is 0.451000. What I am proposing is that it be that you adopt tax rate still under the voter approval rate, but you might recall last week we were looking at 2.3 cents. Okay. It is now at 1.5, which is why I'm proposing a 0.466000. Okay. That's 46.6 cents per $100 of valuation. Okay. So we went through, we've identified some areas that we needed. We added some additional staffing later on in the year. Another if we get another grade all. Now we don't get another grade all, we may not do anything, right? That's kind of the discussions where we're at. But to get streets and drainage and to keep moving, we're going to need another supervisor, another worker. But again, not bringing them October 1, then paying Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's. January, we would go and solicit, advertise with the start date on or about February 1st, not before. So we budgeted for 8 months. If you'll go to the next page after that, you'll see when we started this discussion, you'll see that yellow highlight, right? You'll see the current tax rates. Councilman Ortiz, you had me look at 1 cent. That's how we know that 1 cent brings in roughly $186,900, right? So we put that in there. When I was looking at the 2.3 cents increase, that's that third column. And then lastly is that reduction after tweaking it down to 1.5. We also added besides the 2 employees, we added and the Public Works vehicle went from an Explorer, reduced it down to the Ford Escape. We also added a vehicle, a Ford Escape for City Hall to be utilized by employees or elected officials to sign up for it. I was thinking I was going to put it in, assign it to finance, but actually at the last city, we had pool vehicles assigned to HR. They'll issue the keys, they'll take mileage, they'll look at fuel consumption. Okay. What that does is instead of having our employees use their personal vehicles to go to the post office, another person to go to the bank, when they're running around for whatever they gather, or if you need it for something, you come in, you check out the vehicle. So what it is, at least we're starting on that process that, not holding our employees accountable for having vehicles and insurance and so forth that we're having to check. So that is the tax rate. If you keep going, you'll see table of contents. Then you pull the next tab, which is 1. So 7 and 8 are both the resolutions. So you'll notice it, you'll see. So when we were talking about additional personnel, that's that last sheet starts out with fire inspector, $130,100. So that sheet will indicate exactly everything that we're proposing that was discussed. And based on that, I made some modifications. You're going to see down beyond the fire, parks and recreation, the pool manager, public works administration, the part-time assistant, those were there. But that streets and drainage maintenance worker, 81,700. That's annual.
This is salaries and benefits,
and
everybody.
benefits. Exactly. Very important. And benefits. Then the next one is the streets and drainage, also the maintenance worker. So this, Mr. Bell, I think this maintenance worker would come out because If you just approved it tonight, that means we would amend that sheet and remove that person. Okay, for now, we just want to bring on the maintenance worker for 8 months period and the crew leader. The maintenance worker we had another this was the October 1. It will be removed. Okay,
Because we just approved it.
because you just approved it this evening. So we will slightly modify this. We won't have to, it's not changing the tax rate. This is not enough to change that. But that position, as I indicated, if we need to hire additional people, we can discuss that mid-year, see where we're at. We need to get moving on water meter replacements and on street and drainage, specifically the drainage. The bar ditches need to be regraded or they need maintenance. So first, maintenance worker comes out. The next one is the maintenance worker, 8 months, crew leader, 8 months. Then you're gonna go to the wastewater, the operator training, 90,300. It's still an operator. Okay, we'll send the certifications. Now, the water and sewer utilities supervisor position just got filled. It'd been budgeted. It'd been vacant. We moved an employee in, so that wasn't here, but we are looking to add another water and sewer maintenance worker in the future. So that'll be in after October 1. So then down below, you'll see those other, then when we talked about the number of meters, cost of living adjustments for all employees, and then the police, when it comes to the additional 401 mission square employer match that was negotiated in the CBA, and then obviously the 64,000 for the real time crime center that we're proposing by the police department in dispatch, but there is no contribution from the cities of Port Neches or Groves on that. Next page is just a personnel request that we've removed. You'll see that in there. Okay, moving on to the next tab. As you see in there, you'll see improvements. These are, when you look at the Parks Department, Boston Avenue benches, playground, roll coats, Boston Avenue trash cans, Fifth Street slight replacements. Okay, those are kind of what I refer to as quality of life improvements, beautifications. Okay, streets and drainage. I cannot recall. I think that 275,000. That always leaves me. I don't want the park improvements. Maybe
It was street improvements. That's all.
street improvements. It's street improvements. That's right. That's where it's going. Street improvement. So then as you go down to City Hall, you'll see the admin vehicle Ford Escape, 40,000. Then obviously fire engine, the police department's Ford Explorer for I believe the assistant chief, police department F-150 for the sergeant, same sergeant we saw this evening, getting recognized. Inspections department, a truck would just be fronted a pickup truck, so something because they pick up things. The slope mower is in there as was recommended at the last meeting. Parks Department extended cab truck. You might recall that Mr. Latchley made that request. Parks Department, a Ford Explorer. They utilize older vehicles, and the director uses his own personal vehicles. So this is going to replace some of that. So as we bring these items to you for purchase, we're going to trade in vehicles that don't run very well. Apparently, somebody's got the prisoner van, and that may be in the water department or something. Yeah. So for the Public Works Administration, Mr. Bell, admin vehicle Ford Escape, his truck is actually being repurposed to another. Can you tell me what the
Water treatment plant.
water treatment?
Water treatment plant.
Oh, that's the one that Michael Mitchell.
Correct.
Right. Michael Mitchell had last year put in for a vehicle, brought it to my attention late in this fiscal budget. I did not approve it until we analyzed all of the vehicles in every department. So that's where it went. Streets and drainage, an F-350, a trailer for the street roller, the case backhoe, and a dump truck. Okay. Down at, for water and sewer, the utility guys, the water sewer utility, it's an F-450 because they needed to be able to tow trailers with heavy equipment on top of them. Again, a garbage truck for solid waste, and then just another pickup truck in solid waste. This is, it runs up to, $4,238,000 even, again. This is what this, based on our budget, based on the capital outlay that will be coming out of your fund balance, like fire truck, obviously, and those kind of things, and vehicles. Some vehicles, I mean, that various departments are driving, whether it's police department or building inspections, those vehicles are 2012s. Here we are 14 years later. We are likely spending more on maintenance because they tell me that these vehicles are down. And just what I've seen on maintenance, so part of it, what we're looking at in future for all departments is a vehicle replacement plan. How long will we keep them? How much mileage will they be? So we have an idea who's driving them, how they're getting utilized. But keeping old vehicles or just keeping them in what we call the graveyard is unacceptable, right?
Very much so.
Okay. So, any questions on the resolution? And this is the budget that follows it. I'll have an answer when I look at the question that was raised earlier regarding the dilapidated structures. That is something that many of you council members have asked, and I can't tell you how many emails I get from Councilman Mayor Pro Tem Sonier on the dilapidated structures, and I think it's Hilldale Street or something, right, in that neighborhood. So we know we have a list. They will be if the funding is there, and they will be. We added funds. We will go through the legal process to making sure that we cross our T's, dot our I's before we get on anybody's property and remove a structure, right? If they do not want it removed or demolished, then we're going to force compliance with property management. And we'll see what ordinances we'll need to be able to do that. As part of the conversation I've had regarding property maintenance code adoption of that standard or the existing building code standards. Okay.
All right, let's get this on the floor with a motion in a second. I'll accept those now.
I'll move it.
Second.
Motion by Jones, second by Ortiz to approve resolution 2026-13, submitting the city of Nederland annual budget for the fiscal year beginning October 1, 2026 and ending September 30th, 2027. Any member of council have discussion?
Yeah, just to Mr. De La Rosa's note, something that I noticed personally as we were going through this process to get to this point was there is so much equipment that we have that is, a 2002 case backhoe. And when I went and toured Public Works the other day, I went and did a walkthrough just to see where we were at to better inform my decisions in the budget. That machine is deplorable. It's ridiculous that we got to this point. And our city employees are using this stuff. But I'll digress. I look forward to some more conversations when we have our hearings. Thank you.
Any other member of council?
I got a question, Mr. City Manager. On 7A, I think it says we're submitting the budget. What's the difference between submitting and adopting? Can you explain that to the citizens?
Submitting is that it can be modified, not amended, but modified anytime prior to adoption. The adoption, you could give me instructions tonight. When we have the public hearing on August 24th, based on public comments, you may go, you know what? Let's go a couple pages here and strike this, strike this, strike this. So basically you would be adopting it after the public hearing, and you could make changes up until the vote for the adoption. So we would come back and we would give you the total. Basically, somebody's tabulating what we're removing. So it's tonight is not adopted. All we've done is based on conversations, based on budget workshops, based on what I heard on comments, I try to provide something. And once I understand, when I looked at it, it was 2.3 cents. Okay. If I was proposing that, it's because I'm trying to help you build your fund balance, because over the years you've been lowering it, but you don't want to raise it too fast, right? I'm cognizant that these are property taxes, but your fund balance won't be able to sustain itself if you don't start doing a better job at managing the public funds. That's right. And when it comes to that, it's also having effective and efficient management. We need to get more of our employees. We need to hold them to a standard. We're looking at overtime. We're looking at this leave. I can't think what it's called. The discretionary leave, right? That's compensatory time, right? But, you know, I changed the compensatory time, but look, and this is a budget item, so I'm still on track. You change that to change what exempt employees are getting, but you got hourly employees that the moment they work from 7 to 3 and they work 3:01 p.m. I mean, they're on overtime on the same day, and then they can call in sick the next day and they still get paid for sick day, right? So there are some policies, and these have been long-standing policies for your ordinances, right? Or adopted policies. So to look at, is that really what you want to do? They certainly exceed the Fair Labor Standard Act. I'm not here to hurt anybody's pocketbook, but my job is to help you manage your funds and build your fund balance. Because that one time that we have a catastrophic event and we don't have the fund balance to be able to recover fast enough. And if you recall Hurricane Ike, okay, it took Galveston 2 years to get back, and for 1 year, no visitors. The second, after 1 full year, only if you own property could get you on the island, and visitors weren't even allowed from the outside until year 2. I knew City Manager Steve LeBlanc that way, and I recall the mayor. So, been around here. I was in Shenandoah at the time. So, you need to be prepared for events, and you need to. Look. Whatever happened in the past has happened. I'm here to help you and work with you to move us forward.
Another thing, and I'll get off of this. This is my last item. Is this document on the website currently?
This packet was placed on the agenda. Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Any other member of council?
Yeah, Manny, I want to thank you for sharpening the pencil, from our first numbers when we were up at the higher number, getting it down to the 1.5. I appreciate you and your staff and department heads on working this, getting the things we need, but not kind of going too extravagant. But we need the things in place and working, if we can take care of our citizens and our infrastructure. Appreciate that.
I'd like to be recognized one more time.
Let me ask Curtis, do you have anything? Okay.
No, the question I had, Ortiz actually asked it, so that answered that for me.
Okay, go ahead, Councilman Jones.
Yeah, I want to take one little step back. This will be quick. Before we started the second budget workshop, we calculated in there in the meeting, this was before the reduction, before the second hearing was over, before the adopted rate was proposed, or the way it was appearing is on a $200,000 home. Just for the city portion only, it would, on a $200,000 assessed home, the increase would be $3.83 per month. However, that's not what's reflected today, because after that second budget workshop, we took several things out or modified them or found cheaper ways to do it. So it presumably, and I know we'll have this number precisely at the next meeting, but I haven't recalculated it yet, but it will be lower than that based off those figures.
What I'll do is, I want to thank the finance staff for working so diligently on Friday after Thursday's meeting. Okay. You call it second workshop, and it was. We had, I call it budget workshop number 3. The first 2 was just to deliver everything we had, right? So technically budget 1A and 1B. So last Thursday would have been budget number 2. They did all of this. As I think about what we've done, we're going to make that change on that maintenance worker. We'll make sure that we clean it up and put it separately. That way nobody has to go through the agenda. We'll somehow tab it or do something on our proposed budget. That way they can follow it much easier than looking at it through this. But we will make that change. I'll also ask the finance department to the calculations on this new proposed tax, property tax for the upcoming fiscal year, for a $200,000 home, a $300,000 home, a $400,000 home, and a $500,000 home. Just those 4, just so that they understand what
Yeah.
they're looking at.
And that's what we have to do. But one thing the mayor just, I believe, very quickly calculated it. It does appear that now on a $200,000 assessed home, if this is adopted, the increase would be $2.50 a month. So just want to put that out there. $30 a year. Yeah.
Okay.
Any other council member? Okay, I'm the last one then. Yeah, thank you, Manny, for you and your staff and department heads of work. And thank you to my brother council members for sitting through 3 pretty long meetings and seeing what we need, what we want. 2 different things, but we do have a lot of needs in this city right now. The citizens want things done. Those things are not done for free. And one of the things we're going to continue doing, we started in January this year, is we're going to give the retirees and survivors a cost of living increase January 1st, 2027. We're going to give, we propose to give the employees a 3% cost of living increase for the fire and police. We have to negotiate that for the non-represented, give them 3%. That is, you know, if you get a 3% raise on your Social Security or your pension, please, and I will get that as a retired federal employee. Please don't complain about a 3% raise for the employees that work here. They work hard for the people of this city. And again, they don't work for free. So again, the $2.50 a month on a $200,000, that'd be $3.75 a month on a $300,000 home. Don't go to Starbucks one day a month. You'll save that. Right. These are needs we have. These are not wants. So thank you again, Mr. De La Rosa. Any member, any citizen? Again, this is not to adopt the budget. This is just to submit it for up. And the next agenda item will be a public hearing in 2 weeks. Okay, let's go to a vote then. Ortiz.
Aye.
Sonia.
Aye.
Jones.
Aye.
Stratton.
Aye.
Darby, aye. Now, 7B, calling for a public hearing to be held on Monday, August 24th, 2026 at 5:30 PM at Nederland City Hall, 207 North 12th Street in the City Council chambers for the purpose of discussing the proposed budget as per Article 7 of the City Charter. Mr. De La Rosa.
Okay, now we've been discussing this very much, and so it is staff's request that you approve the calling of the public hearing for August 24th.
Council.
Make a motion.
Randy, did you move?
Yes.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion by Sonia, second by Ortiz to have such a public hearing. Any discussion, council? Any discussion, citizens?
Yes.
Hearing nothing, we will vote. Stratton.
Aye.
Jones.
Aye.
Sonia.
Aye.
Ortiz.
Aye.
Darby, aye. We will have the public hearing, 5:30 PM, 2 weeks from today. Item 8, discussion and possible action on the resolution 2026-13 proposed tax rate for fiscal year 2026-2027. A, discussion and possible action on the proposed tax rate for the fiscal year beginning October 1st, 2026 and ending September 30th, 2027. Mr. De La Rosa.
Okay, and this one, we're actually recommending the adoption of the resolution with the proposed tax rate that is stated at 46.6 cents per $100 evaluation as presented. And any questions for me?
Do we have a motion?
Move it.
Second. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion by Jones, second by Ortiz. To again, this is not making it official tonight because we're going to have the next sub agenda item will be to have a setting a public hearing in a later date. Again, this is just to have this on the floor for the budget discussion and in 2 weeks, the public hearing, and then to have the public hearing for again for August 24th, I guess. Okay, but we're just discussion of possible action. So do we have a motion? Okay, Manny, I'm just this is a proposed tax rate, and then B is to consider action regarding adoption of the proposed tax rate and establishing a date and time for approval. Are these all one or are they separate ones?
They're separate ones.
Okay. So I've already called for a motion on this one,
Yeah.
on 8A. Okay,
And the
Alright.
tax rate will be,
46.6 cents per hundred.
yes, sir. And, we will have a public hearing on September 14th and adoption at that time.
Okay, so that'll be a change on letter C then as
Yes.
written. Okay. So let's just vote on, any further discussion on 8A?
Could be a correction of letter B,
Wait,
if that's the.
No, did I say September 14th?
yeah, you did.
The tax rate will be adopted on September 14th, not August 24th.
So as written, it's incorrect. Because as written, it says August 24th.
Yes. No, it'll be September 14th.
Okay. That's on 8C, but we're not there yet, gentlemen. We
Yep.
can amend that when we get there. Yep. So this is specifically on 8A right now. Any further discussion by council? Citizens? Hearing none, we'll vote. Ortiz?
Aye.
Sonia?
Aye.
Jones?
Aye.
Stratton?
Aye.
Darby, aye. 8B, consider action regarding adoption of the proposed tax rate and establishing a date and time for approval. Mr. De La Rosa?
Okay, and we'll have that on September 14th. So if you can make that motion with that correction,
So are B and C handled separately or do they need to be handled together?
they can be handled together.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go on to read C, calling for a public hearing regarding the proposed tax rate. As written, it says to be held on August 24th, 2026 at 5:30 PM at Nederland City Hall, 207 North 12th Street for the purpose of discussing the proposed tax rate as per Article 7 of the city charter. I understand there is an amendment though on C. Who wants to offer the amendment?
Point of information. What was that date?
September 14th.
14th. That'd be the first council meeting in September. At 5:30 PM.
Okay, on item C, I'm gonna move that we change the date of August 24th, 2026 at 5:30 PM to September 14th, 2026 at 5:30 PM.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, this is strictly on the motion to amend. So change August 24th to September 14th.
Yes.
And that was under 7A.
That's under 8C, Randy.
It's
8C.
also in 7A.
No,
7A
We can amend it.
and B. 7B was August 24th. We're doing that as a separate public hearing. We're
Yes.
doing that as a separate public hearing, Randy.
Okay.
or, Manny.
Good. Thanks for clarifying.
Thank you, sir. So this is strictly again on amending C from August 24th to September 14th. Is there any discussion, council?
Nope.
Citizens, okay. On the motion to amend, Stratton,
Aye.
Jones.
Aye.
Sonia,
Aye.
Ortiz.
Aye.
Darby, aye. Now, on 8B and C as amended to, again, this consider action regarding adoption of the proposed tax rate and establishing a public hearing to be held on September 14th, 2026 at 5:30 PM here at City Hall for the purpose of discussing a proposed tax rate as per Article 7 of the city charter. And after that, Mr. De La Rosa, if I'm correct, we would then have a vote on the tax rate after the
correct.
public hearing.
That is
Yeah.
correct.
Okay. So this is on the motion as amended. Any further discussion, council?
Yeah, just anybody that's online, there is a ton of dates in front of us right now. I know this sounds very confusing and do apologize for that.
But by law and by charter, we have to do this a certain way.
Yes.
Budget will be August 24th, tax rate September 14th. Just keep it very simple for everybody. Hearing,
And Mayor, I will make the motion.
we do have it on the floor already, Mayor Pro Tem.
Okay.
We have the motion as amended and we are ready to vote. So Stratton,
Aye.
Jones,
Aye.
Sonia,
Aye.
Ortiz.
Aye.
Darby, aye. It is 8:06 PM. I declare the meeting adjourned. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
Thank you, Randy. very much.